Hollywood is about to make money from another American serial killer, the Boston Strangler. It's already been made a movie once before, but after the success of shows like the Dahmer series and then The Watcher, it's like, okay, you may as well just keep milking the cash cow. Hulu is making this new series, but when you actually take the time to read about the actual case itself, it really is just going to piss you off. Because this all could have been avoided if a judge just did his job years prior. Because in the early 60s, a man named Albert DeSalvo is arrested and charged with burglary several times. But each time he'd go to court, his sentence would be suspended, allowing him to walk free. And then in March 1961, he's caught again breaking into a house. Again, he's arrested, and while he's in the back of the police car on his way to the station, he starts to brag about all the things he's done throughout his past. And as he's boasting, he begins to talk about a scheme that he's been doing for years, involving how he would con women into letting him in their house, but then also how he would convince them to let him take their measurements, and then how he would ultimately assault them. And it turns out that this is ultimately a confession to a series of unsolved crimes related to a measuring man, aka him. So police obviously appreciate the confession and they take the time to arrest him, and they charge him with breaking and entry, assault, battery, and lewdness. But the judge would drop his lewdness charge. This essentially was the most important charge of sexual assault. The judge removes that and allows Albert to then just state that he is guilty of breaking and entry. By doing that, they keep Albert from being listed as a sexual offender. So for the first time, he goes to prison for breaking and entry, and he's there for only 11 months. He then gets out. And it's only 2 months after he's released from prison that the first victim of the Boston Strangler is found. So over the next 18 months, as these crimes of assault and dead women just continue to stack up, police don't even register Albert on the radar since he's not actually listed as a sexual offender. And in a nutshell, if Albert just kept his mouth shut, he probably would have never even been charged for these crimes in the first place. Since he's the one who literally confesses it to his attorney, and then his attorney just doesn't take him seriously at first, so the attorney then goes to the Boston Police Department and says, what's something only the killer would know? They give him a list of 25 questions, then Albert passes with flying colors. It's made clear, okay, clearly he knows what's up. So if the judge would have just charged him with assault in the first place, he probably would have saved a few lives.